darlings, and welcome to another little broadcast session. Today we're going to be doing some MSQ progress. That's our home. When one door closes, Varshan has a message from Charlene. Ah, Elita. One of my clerks was just here with a message for you. The students of Baldesian request your presence in Charlene at your earliest convenience. Indebted as I am to our friends, I had hoped that I too might be of service, but it is you alone that they require. If you have no pressing business, pray make your way to the Baldesian Annex at once. Ojika awaits your arrival. I shall continue showing us Zaya the city. From notable landmarks to the people's lives, there is still much and more for her to see. Farewell for now, my friend. I look forward to the day we set forth on another adventure together. A warm and hearty welcome to you, Elita. I gather you received our message. Please wait here while I fetch Kryl and Graha. Thank you for coming on such short notice. And forgive us for sending you so soon after your trial to the void. To say nothing of your grueling battle against the 12. Now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence, but Erenville. Recently, you see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. I imagine as you're surprised as we are, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. And all he would tell me was that there was someone whom he wishes Elita to meet. He also mentioned there would be he would be tending to business at the studium. Shall we look for him there? Welcome back, Elita. Ready for a nap? No. I don't need a nap. In case I need to come back and stuff, there we go. Erenville's early return likely has something to do with this visitor. Who could it be, I wonder? Now then, where is Erenville?
Erenville! Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important. I chanced upon some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
Where did you go, if I may ask?
The New World. Tural.
You went to Tural? Then the person who you wish to introduce...
Aye, she hails from there. I present to you...
But it seems you've lost her.
Did she wander off?
Sorry. It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
Well, while you were exploring, your candidate came to us. This is her, the adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
Ooh, you weren't exaggerating. It's plain she's no ordinary woman. I'm Uklamat, claimant to the throne of Tulihuela.
Tulihuela.
It's Tural's governing nation. The capital bears the same name.
I'll get to the point. I want you to come with me to my homeland.
Given the magnitude of the request, perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
Of course. Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural. The Rite of Succession, taking the form of a contest. It will determine who next ascends the throne. As daughter to its present keeper, I will participate. And I have every intention of winning. I was searching for champions to join me when Erenville told me about you. A mighty warrior who knows no fear, who as if they were reeds, who flew to the edge of existence and saved our star.
She asked who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
Wait, let's all just slow down. Wuklamat, was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tural?
Tulihuela is a nation of many peoples. Not only the Mamulja, as some across the seas are quick to assume. That said, its present ruler is a Mamulja, and one blessed with two heads besides. He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own, and that's what matters.
So that is the way of it. My apologies if I was indelicate.
Hardly. I know little about your land, and nothing about your parentage. But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just know, though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me. Now, this is only a rumor. But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled city of gold and the legendary beast, Valyarmanda. Tell me that doesn't pique your interest.
You have my
We're going to get along, you and I. Tural has no shortage of unexplored frontiers and deadly fiends. You'll never want for excitement.
Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
Says the dreamer who was bent on finding one when he was a child. Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Tuliolal and the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
Regardless of what the contest may entail, it'll be no simple thing. If I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable companions. So let's go on a hunt together. There's no better way to get acquainted.
A journey to Tural. That's the long and short of it. At the very least, I ask that you go on this hunt of hers, and take her measure for yourself. So, where to for our hunt? The stronger the prey, the better. The game is afoot. Grahatia appears equal parts bewildered and excited. The chance to see not only Tural, but the famous Golden City besides. This is the stuff of grand adventures, my friend. Which is not to say you should hastily accept this invitation, mind. There's still a great deal which we do not know. So let's begin to rectify that first by getting acquainted with our visitor, in the manner she suggests. I'm not certain what might be a suitable location for her hunt, however. When I was at the guild earlier, I learned about a petition from researchers on the Isle of Ham. You went there not long ago and called some unruly fauna, of course, but according to recent reports, other ordinary docile fauna have grown savage. It is believed that they are unsettled by some manner of predator, and so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it. As part of your hunt, perhaps you might answer the petition. The isle isn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. That works for me. Just so you know, I've honed my skills against some of the fiercest beasts in Tural. Whatever the creature is, it had better be able to put up a proper fight, or it'll end before we've even had a chance to get acquainted. Ha 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 ha! And before we can prove ourselves capable and dependable companions... My apologies, but I must see to some preparations. Pray, go on ahead of the aisle. I will join you as soon as possible. If the rest of you are ready, let us head to the harbour. This being guild ship business, it should be simple enough to secure a vessel. Go. Where is she? Oh, way over there. Oh no, I went down the wrong foot. Goddamn Harper. Kyle's acting a little strange, don't you think? This is just a simple hunt. I wonder what preparation she needs to make. We have the loan of a ship from one of our captains. A cheery fellow. I can operate the vessel, so we don't need to trouble him to take us. So, we have to take a ship, huh? Ugh, and I barely set foot on dry land. Oh well, I suppose it's for a good cause. A hunt. Come on, let's get going.
From here, we must walk.
So much ice. It rivals even Yoktural. Oh, a white bear! I wonder what it tastes like.
Remember, we're here to deal with creatures that have been deemed an unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
I know.
Oh.
So this is the isle where ether literally bursts forth.
Aye, the Isle of Ham. The geysers lie deep inland, however.
You really are knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's like to have toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
The great big cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
This brother of yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
He has. Kona's my second older brother, and until recently he was a student in this city. He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day. And so I did. I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
He went to the studium? Your brother must be quite a scholar. But I wonder, like you, he'd be royalty, yes? And such a personage coming to Sharlayan to receive an education would surely have caused a stir, yet I recall nothing of the sort.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand, that his identity might remain secret. Being Mikote, he had no trouble blending in. He's adopted like me, you see. One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
Having no shortage of questions myself, I can imagine.
Ask whatever you like. I don't mind. But I maintain, hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
The researchers should be up ahead. Let's find them and learn what we can. The researchers should be just ahead. There. The building to the northeast.
So, ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
Don't know what's got them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me. Right, let's hunt our fill.
Well struck.
Look! Someone's in trouble!
Yeah, taste my ass!
These animals are usually so docile.
What has happened to this island? They leave us no choice. Are you alright? Yes, thanks to you. Oh, thank goodness you've come. I take it you're the one who answered our petition. Wait, aren't you? You are! Elita! The adventurer who saved our star. We thought our meeting was under better circumstances. I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. You'll find more of the same across the chasm. Once docile animals grown strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. If you'll give me just a moment, I can finish checking our equipment.
You really are famous.
And for good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
There, it should be safe to cross now. Let's go.
Quite an interesting contraption you've got here.
Is that our petitioner? Let's go and have a chat.
If you've come here to answer the petition, you should speak with my colleague here. The adventurer come to answer my petition, I presume. We are most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origins has been sighted on the island in recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. The animals beyond this gate are the worst affected we've encountered thus far, though we dare not go back. Your task is to quell any threats you find, and search for traces of the beast responsible for all this. If you should find anything at all, we'd be most grateful if you would share it with us. Please be careful, the animals will set upon you with nary a thought. No running off. Let's get started!
I'll handle this. Hold still. Is that all?
Impressive.
Come on, let's pick up the creature's trail.
You find ravaged beast remains, torn to shreds by sharp talons, struck down defending its territory, most like.
These claw marks. I've seen their like before. It's starting to feel like a proper hunt.
We mustn't let any more creatures come to harm. I see now the tracks match claw marks. Such marks would be too common in any case. There has to be a clue here somewhere. The beast has feathers, huh? What's this?
Feathers. But did they belong to the predator or the prey?
So, how do you prefer our prey? Roasted or raw?
You presume it's even safe to eat?
So many strange plants you have here. Focus, we've no time for picking flowers. Ah, that smell. The cloying stench of fresh leavings assails your nostril. Whatever beast left and is likely still close by.
Still fresh. Whatever this beast, it cannot be far.
Careful.
Who knows? If they're spoiling for a fight, then hey, got one.
Let's head back and report what we found.
You said the beast is close. Even so, we should speak with the researchers first.
Powerful wings and razor-sharp talons. Worthy prey. Ah! What is that thing?
What the?
It speaks?
It's heading towards the falls.
I'll stay with the researchers. The creature, I leave to you.
Come, Woklamat.
Right.
Cat got your tongue.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
Forgive me, but I failed to see a difference.
I'm getting hungry. Let's be done with this so we can eat.
Caught me by surprise! Caught me by surprise!
Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit!
There it is. Right. Nice.
Talk all you like, Bird. I'm going to have the last laugh. Oh, I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into you. Ah, shut up already, you blasted bird!
Look out!
I've never seen such an enormous colibri.
Not good. Quickly, gather together. I've got you.
That was too close.
Steady now.
Spread out, everyone!
Who paid for that? Thank you. That was hardly a tickle. Try this. Yeah, nothing to it. We have you now, you loudmouth bastard!
Throw everything you have at it.
Bet this will taste real good.
And I had barely limbered up.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
Only to be expected. You were pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt. But what a curious bird that was. Though we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big or use such dirty tricks.
Dirty tricks! Dirty tricks!
Aye, dirty and despicable. Otherwise, I could have easily...
Look out, be careful.
Leave this to me! Have at you!
Kill Steel.
Cryo.
I am terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I explained what happened.
So this is what you meant by seeing to preparations?
After hearing of the
Adorable.
contest, I thought how wonderful it would be to join you. In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuklamat. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
Oh, pet, pet, pet.
That was amazing! The piece didn't stand a chance!
I'm glad to have been of service.
May I ask what inspired this change?
You will recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Heidelin. Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar, rather than join you. It was the same when you set forth for Ultima Thule. How it pained me to stay behind, again and again. That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft. As you all have adapted your methods to suit the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute. And after much deliberation, I arrived at my answer.
Ethereal painting.
With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy. As I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style. What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
Indeed. I must say, you appear to be especially keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular reason?
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuli Yolal. It was addressed to my grandfather Galuf, and turned up among the students' archives. The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name. Galul, someone.
Jaja. Gulul Jaja. That's my father, the Dawn servant. What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
A request to investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn Servant himself?
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
Being a member of the royal family, it was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
I can say for a fact that my father didn't write this. Given how culturally diverse Tuliyollal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed. But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one. The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no? This letter, however, is entirely in Eorzean. If Father had written this, it would have been in Turali. And what's more, it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
So the letter is fraudulent, then?
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
I see. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuliyollal. I can't help but be curious as to what exactly he was doing there. In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
By all means. After all, learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt. We can talk while feasting on this fellow. I, for one, am starving.
We're eating that.
Why not? Thanks to Wuklamut, we now know who sent the letter to Grandfather, among other things, but many questions still remain. I understand Krau's feelings all too well. The desire to do one's part. It can be daunting to try and keep up, but nothing will change unless we take the first step. Ah, what an exciting hunt that was! And now it's time to savor the reward. With the wildlife pacified and the researchers safe, our task is complete. That just leaves the matter of the colibri meat. For better or for worse, there's really only one place we can take it in here in Charlene. The last stand. Come, let us see what Dickon can cook up for us. I can cook too, you know. I can cook. Fascinating. Tell me more about your research. Oh, let's talk with Dickon. Well now, there's a famished face if ever I see one. What can I get you, Elita? Oh, bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me. I have just the recipe. It's a new dish I recently learned from some sailors. And for you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like, you hear?
Come, come. Let's enjoy the bounty of our first outing together. I'd heard that Charlayan cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
What is this? Oh, it smells spicy.
Oh, come now. Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
According to Dickon, intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after a traveller ordered a curry with several times the usual amount of spice.
Ah, that might be me.
So he started offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Charlian.
It's nothing I can't handle.
Oh. Oh.
Your boorish manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
She's fine.
I swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
Would I be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
Ouch.
I see.
All this time you were from Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
You and everyone else. I've kept it quiet so as to avoid the endless interrogations.
Well, if he's going to be a miser, I'll be happy to tell you about our homeland instead. Since ancient times, many peoples have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long. The fighting finally stopped some 80 years ago, when the reigning Dawn Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
And that's how Tuliolal came to be.
Since then, we've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace. But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy. Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
A man who is too ambitious by half. Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural. While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war. can't allow it. No matter what, I must win this contest.
I understand your reasons. But this being an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future, is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
Oh, it's more than appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it. The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies. That's why I sought you out. Through our hunt, I've confirmed that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well. And so I ask you, will you lend me your strength and help me win the throne of Tulihualal? You don't need to decide right this moment. But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition. I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
That's very kind of you. Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
You're assuming there's going to be stuff left. Judging by Wuklat's reaction, it appears Turali cuisine isn't exclusively fiery. Where is she? Lost her. Whether Wuklamut has the makings of a ruler, I couldn't say, but I do know that she deeply cared for her nation and her people. Whether you choose to help her, though, is for you and you alone to decide. Think on it well. Now then, it's past time I reported our mission success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. I shall come by the annex later. Till then. Ooh, I get an item. Grahatia is mulling over what you have learned of Wuklumat and her plan. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Wuklumat's situation. Still, you've been afforded some time to consider her invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Tural? Numenon is bound to have some information on the continent. It certainly wouldn't hurt to be better informed. Quite right. Now, not only would it help you make an informed decision, but if you do choose to go, it would be better to be prepared for what awaits. Come, my friend, let us be off to the archives. I wonder if she's in the Baldessian Annex. That map needs to expand. No, I think that is that the continent? Or is that just no, it's just over there, I think. Pixies! Pudding Bay! Hello! I guess my pudding wasn't even to the final days after all. But I persevere. Once people taste it, they'll be even happier than they were before the apocalypse started. I just know it. Principles of blue magic and spell acquisition. The origins of blue magic can be traced back to the esoteric practices of the Wellacree, a tribe in the distant continent of Tural. The tribe holds nature in the highest, and in seeking to cultivate a spiritual connection with it, they have learned to harness the power of the wildlife around them. In exchange for teaching them the common tongue, I was permitted to live among them and train in their ways. Those days were some of the most grueling I remember, but they were tremendously rewarding. For instance, I had the privilege of visiting Lapis Canyon, the tribe's sacred grounds. It is so named for the cerulean deposit that wells up to the surface, turning the entire canyon a brilliant blue. Under a shaman's watchful eye, I finally managed to muster the Wallacree's art, and make the animal's powers truly my own. As no name existed for her, as you will doubtless glean, is for the significance it holds to the Wallacree. I cannot think of a name more fitting to honour the people from whom this noble magic was born. History, geography, botany, the public archives alone should suffice to provide a solid grounding on Tural. An unblemished book. It is an Eorzean cuisine, a history. It is impossible to adequately discuss Eorzean cuisine without speaking of the land from which many of our modern-day staples hail, the far western continent of Tural. Ogre pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, even the ubiquitous popoto, these crops and more that regularly grace Eorzean dining tables trace their origins back to the New World, as the place is known to most. The tale of this culinary immigration begins in the year 1498 of the 6th Astral Era, when a Luminsan sailor named Ketan Aram successfully traversed the Indigo Deep to arrive at the theretofore unknown continent. Ketan Aram spent several moons exploring inland in the encountered dense and sprawling nation of Mamulja. He was even granted an audience with their supreme leader, whose confidence he won along with permission to roam freely. Ketan Aram would return to Tural several times, but during his first expedition, he charted the land and gathered myriad root vegetables and seeds to bring back to Limsa Luminsa. The most notable of these was the popoto, whose ease of cultivation and nutrition and value produce was far from the only bounty of Ketan Aram's expeditions to Tural. Many tantalizing recipes, such as the bean-filled burrito, and gripping legends, such as that of the Golden City, reached our shores by way of his ship. To those outside of Ketan Aram's circle, Tural largely remains shrouded in mystery, yet its influence on our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish the chance to immerse themselves in the culinary culture of that faraway continent. Cave Tome. The flora and fauna of Tyrell. Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tyrell is no exception. Yet while some of her creatures have become a familiar sight in Eorzea, many and more exist that rarely see the sight of the Indigo Deep. This tome introduces a select variety of species as described in the testimonies of sailors and adventurers. Alpaca. Accustomed to Tyrell's craggy mountain ranges, this four-legged beastkin has been domesticated for seemingly hundreds, if not thousands of years. Oh, that's going to be one of our new mounts, isn't it? Their soft white fleece is highly prized by weavers, while their strong legs and sure-footedness make them capable beasts of burden. Weaver. This ferocious scalekin is native to the dense jungles of Tyrell. The mammal Jah must have succeeded in taming them, and utilised their prodigious strength for manual labour. Given their immense size and power, it should come as no surprise that the Vivre is also employed as a siege beast. Enemy fortifications cannot long withstand this horned brute's rampage. Valagamanda. Tyrelli folklore holds that this bird-like creature is the mightiest of beasts, and the very embodiment of nature's power. Whether it exists beyond myth, however, is uncertain. It's going to be a boss that we're going to fight, isn't it? And we have a leather-bound book here. Lines in the Sand, the Geopolitics of Hydaelyn. Let us begin by comparing the geographical characteristics of the three great continents and Tyrell. The former stretches from east to west, and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere. In contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both northern and southern hemispheres, and the difference immediately presents itself in the form of climate variance. Shifts in climate tend to be gentler when moving east and west, but harsher when moving north and south. Owing to this fact, longitudinal migration is far more common in history, whether it be by men, animals, or plants. A case in point is the Alligans, who rose to power in Aldenard before advancing east into Ilsabard. Their movement would be mirrored thousands of years later by the Garleans. Meanwhile, although the disparate tribes of Tyrell waged war with one another for generations, stymied by the climate, none could make any great headway north or south. Tribes hailing from frozen lands withered beneath the desert sun, while those that thrived in open plains could not pierce dense jungle. Such was the way of it, until the leader of the mammal Jah succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Given the land's divided history and the reason thereof, one cannot help but be in awe of this feat. Truly, it is a testament to the autarch's greatness. Having perused a wide selection of books relating to Tyrell, you are somewhat better informed about your potential destination. Grahad Tia will be eager to know what you've discovered. Should you wish to read these books again, speak with the reference page. Scoured the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. While there are a few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Tyrell, I dare say you found the tidbits of useful information scattered here and there. But come, let's continue this outside. The mammoths do not take kindly to chatter. Now then, I'm quite keen to hear your honest impressions. I couldn't help but notice that we read the very same book on cuisine. I was pleasantly surprised to find references to Tyrell within. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? I was rather taken in by the tale of Ketenranan. Ah, yes, the renowned Laminsan explorer who travelled the Indigo Deep and discovered the unknown West. And his accomplishments didn't end there. He travelled to Ral extensively, and even forged a friendship with the Dawn Servant. If we were able to meet Ketenaram, what things we could learn. Alas, all of this happened nigh 80 years ago, and he may no longer be alive to tell his tales. But moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Tural? Given your adventuring background, I expect the topic would interest you. I learned about Valigamanda. Now why do I get the impression you're imagining pitting yourselves against the fell beast? Unfortunately, I found scant details on your would-be prey. One source simply described it as an enormous winged creature with scales hard as steel that rules the skies. I should like to see it with my own eyes, presuming it even exists. I thought I heard familiar voices. Fancy running into the two of you here? Well, well, have some research of your own, do you? Aye, we hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may benefit the Galilean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Razatan, they will next look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history on how neighbours of different races and ideologies might engage with one another. And what of the two of you? What endeavour brings you here this day? Blah 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 blah. A nation composed of the disparate peoples of Tyrell. I dare say this is precisely the kind of example we seek. We do well to read upon Tulioli ourselves. The contest is Elita the only one allowed to help Buklamat? There were no mentions of such restrictions as I recall. On the contrary, Buklamat gave us the impression that she could have several champions. I think I know how to make the most of our respite. Follow me, Athena. We have planning to do. Alize, wait! It would seem our plans have changed. If you'll excuse me. They never could rest on their laurels. Let us return to the annex. And on our way to the annex we encounter a Grahadia. anything? What's up, my friend?
Oh, it's just... Despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story. What about you, my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Worklamat's request?
I never say no to a new adventure.
Ha! I thought you might say that. With an intrepid attitude such as yours, I believe all shall be well. Be it the contest or something else, there will be many trials for you to overcome at your destination. But in the course of seeing new lands and meeting new people, you'll surely find a way forward. That's what adventurers do, is it not? Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tural remains largely unknown to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenor. The experiences to be had, all the things you might hear, feel, and think. It's enough to stir me to the core.
Hyclone has you hypnotized, right?
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another. Ah, but there's an idea. I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
Look at your tail getting all waggy. You're excited. What are you up to, Thancred? Stalking me. We're over here. You snuck away. Sneaky little Thancred. Welcome back, Elita. If you're looking for Worklamat, she's currently with the others in their chambers. If you'd like, I can go and fetch them for you. Understood. Please wait in the main hall. Please go ahead in the main hall. It won't be long.
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on, then. Let's hear it.
I've never been one to turn down adventure. I'll do it.
Excellent. You'll be compensated for your troubles, of course. But I dare say your time in Tural will be its own reward.
You're not planning to leave without us, are you? Alphino, Alize! What are you two doing here?
We happened to cross paths at Numenon earlier, you see, and I told them about Wuklemat. And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an interest in meeting our visitor.
Ah, you must be the twins who are sneaking after Erenville as toads.
100 things about us you could have told her, and you chose that.
First impressions last.
"'Tis an honor and a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Highness. Alphino Leveilleur at your service, and this is my sister Alize."
Oh no, let's not do that. I really can't stand titles. So, you want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
Indeed we do. We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors. We believe there is much we might learn from Tuliolal, a nation founded on unity. Supporting your claim.
The more the merrier, I say. And I'd be keen to learn about Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
Having recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
Nonsense! Like I told you before, you're indispensable. They're strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers and spare them grisly deaths. I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
As I recall, Kryle, you were the first to state your desire to visit Tural.
Perhaps I was. Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
You have nothing to worry about. I haven't forgotten how you held the fort while I set off to explore Alzadal's legacy. It's only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika and me.
But, Raha...
You turning down an adventure?
You want to retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you? This is a rare opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
Thank you, Raha. Thank you.
Well, looks like it's settled. I'm counting on you all to help me win the throne.
I suppose now is a good time to show you what I spent a small fortune on at the Agora. There. This, my friends, is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loporrits. Cast your eyes west of Sharlayan, for there it lies. The site of your next great adventure, Tural.
I think this is just mostly gonna be Steam's time. Endwalker itself. Crossing foam! Whilst you wander about your passage to Tural, Ernval will arrange a ship through his guild. You need only worry about your own preparations. Speaking of which, please take this with you. A rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your coming adventures. Now, I'm not sure when departure will be, but rest assured I'll let you know when I hear something. Till then, please take your ease. Research has proven that wearing a knapsack or similar greatly reduces the likelihood of being pestered with questions about how you can carry so many items. Use to acquire a knapsack. Meanwhile, in Limsa Laminsa,
when does the next ship set sail?
May I ask your destination?
The north and east, I've already seen. I suppose I'll head west this time.
West, you say?
Meanwhile, in Old Charlene,
I see you've made up your mind. I had a feeling you'd be keen.
But to think that our comrades too are thither bound. Fate doth work in mysterious ways.
Indeed. It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them.
If the prospect doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition. Though thine expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed.
yeah, because you want to test yourself against me, don't you?
Oh, how could I possibly be, knowing what's to come?
Then let us delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
Aye. This will be a mission to remember. Come, my friend. We make for Tural.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north? The fabled golden cities of the New World?
We anchor now, the tide is high, and dawn of new adventure nigh. Row forth to break horizon's bond, and tread the gilded path beyond. Welcome back, Elita. Ready for a nap? No. Do I have friends in here? Nope, no friends in here. But there is that new map there. So, yep. The new bit is over here. Obviously, you can't see it in too clear detail yet. But yeah, it looks like it would be over here in relation to like the map. It looks like the same size as that continent and that continent combined. Thank you all for watching. Take care, everyone. Love you all.